Hey guys, so today we're taking a look at this low-hanging fog machine. Go ahead and check out this video that I did previously on another fog machine, which was just a standard fogger, and I used it for haze effects. You can use it for Halloween effects, DJ effects, but for filmmakers, fog and haze. But for filmmakers, fog and haze are really useful tools for showcasing grime or light rays and so forth, and just for overall atmospheric tones. So these are really cool machines. So what's the difference between this fogger and a regular fogger? Well, this is a low-hanging fog machine. So if you look at the spout down here, it actually spits out the fog closer to the ground. Now, it's not only about the fog machine, you also have to worry about the fog juices that you're using. There's two different kinds of fog juices. For example, I have right here this high density standard fog, which will just spit out and fly up to the air. And then we have this low-hanging fog, freezing fog. This is two of the best fog liquids that you can buy right now. Obviously, it depends on the fog machine that you're using, so keep that in mind. So one of the first things you're probably gonna notice about this fog machine is its large size. There is a reason behind this, okay? This whole entire front piece of the fogger is what we call an ice box. So you can put in ice, such as, regular ice that comes out of your fridge, or you can put in dry ice. Dry ice is really gonna get you that low-hanging fog effect. By keeping this fog cool, it will stay lower to the ground. All right, this is a 1500 watt fogger. It can definitely trip a breaker. It can set off fire alarms. So make sure you take necessary precaution when you're using this fogger. So in the back here, we have a 2-liter reservoir tank, and this will hold 2 liters of fog liquid. Obviously, in the back, we have our standard power cable, OSHA cable input, and we have 2 ports for your wired remote and wireless remote. Previous fog machines that I've used, I've lost the wireless remote and then it basically became useless. So I like the fact that we have 2 different options, such as a wired remote and a wireless remote. And if you lose the remote, you can message the manufacturer, they'll send you out a new one. So another question you're probably gonna ask is this DMX compatible? I don't know. The previous fog machine that I used in this video right here was DMX compatible. This thing looks like it has the same exact ports, so I don't see why not. So take that for a grain of salt. So let's start this fogger up. One thing you're gonna notice is that it is much louder than standard fog machines, simply because it has a fan in the back meant to keep it cool, to keep that air low down to the ground, or to keep that fog low down to the ground. So we're gonna flip on the power switch, and you're gonna hear that fan kick on. And then we have status lights on the wired remote. It will light up telling you when the fogger is at temperature, and then you can press either the wireless remote or the wired remote to start letting this fog out. And you'll notice that because I'm using this freezing fog, it stays lower to the ground, and when it spits out of the machine, it goes low down to the ground. It doesn't just stay at the same height as the fogger, and it also takes a while for it to go up into the air. We're at temperature. Boom, look at that. It spits out really nice, thick fog, and it adds really cool effects, as you're about to see, as this fog fills up throughout the whole entire room. Now, I live in a 1,300 square foot townhouse. This thing will make it almost impossible to see anything. It will fill up the whole entire townhouse. So if this machine can do it in a 1,300 square foot townhouse, easily, it can fill up much larger venues and much larger sets as well. And honestly, these things aren't that expensive. So if you have a rather large set or space to fill up with fog, you can get a few of these. So a few other things that you should know about this fog machine is that it does have little wheels on the back here. Because of its massive size, you're gonna wanna be able to carry this thing around pretty easily. For some reason, they put the wheels in the back and not in the front. So we have a handle in the back here. They should have put the wheels in the front so you can just pick it up by the handle and wheel it around. So I don't know why they put the wheels in the back. That's one thing that I just didn't understand about this fogger. Also, if you're using standard ice, they did not water seal this pretty well, so it's gonna leak in the front, so make sure you prep for that. We also have a water valve on the bottom, a drainage valve, I mean, so when this thing fills up with water, you can either attach a hose to it or just let it drain by releasing that valve. But remember, you might get a leaky fog machine down here. You can fix this easily with just some super glue or watertight sealant. You can fix that yourself. It's really not that big of a deal, but just so you know, that is a minor issue with these fog machines. Obviously, you're not gonna have a problem if you're using dry ice, but with regular ice, you are. So to fill up this thing with ice, you're gonna go ahead and unscrew these two black knobs at the top here. The lid's gonna open up, and if you're using standard ice, you're gonna put the standard ice under these silver trays. Dry ice will go on top of these trays. You can see how much fog actually comes out of this thing. It's very impressive. And it takes about 3 to 4 minutes to warm up for the initial startup. So you'll be ready to have a bunch of fog in no time. And then after the first batch of fog comes out of this machine, it's gonna take about another minute for it to reheat again, but it's really a lot of fog. So you're not gonna have a capacity issue with this fog machine. Overall, I do think this is an excellent tool for filmmakers, for DJs, for Halloween effects. I mean, it's just fun to have a fog machine, especially a low-hanging fog machine. And if you wanna, light up a graveyard scene and have some cool fog effects, this is the one to get. Just make sure you use dry ice and you use dense fog liquid that stays low down to the ground. I'll link everything that I used in today's video down in the description box, so make sure you check that out. All right guys, I'll see you in another video. Peace.